Hi, I'm Marcie Hill, and today on What Matters to Miss Marcie, I am talking to Dr. Diana Canto-Sims, who is an eyeball doctor turned frame designer for La Vida Eyewear. And Dr. Sims, and I'm going to call you Diana, can you tell me more about your transition from eye doctor to frame designer?
Of course. So, like Marcie said, my name is Diana Canto-Sims, and I'm an eyeball doctor turned eyewear frame designer. So, the story begins long, long ago when I was 10 years old. When I was 10 years old, I found out that I needed glasses. I developed myopia, which is something that you're not born with. So, just so you know, I would cheat on my screening tests at school. You know, those screening tests that they give you at school. I used to cheat on them. So I would always pass my screening test, and so I would not go to the eye doctor. So obviously that didn't work out for me because eventually I couldn't see the board, and I started not doing so well in school. So when that happened, I went to my first eye doctor appointment, and I never forget those lenses falling down. You know, that big, it's called a phoropter. So when they put that big phoropter in front of your face and the lenses start going down and you start seeing clearer and sharper, that was the moment where I realized this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to help people see better. I want to give the gift of vision.
Nice.
And so at 10 years old, that journey began. You know, I told everyone in my family, this is what I'm going to do. But I also saw growing up that I was really, really into fashion and design and business. And I thought, well, optometry is kind of a mix of those two, because you are a doctor, your primary eye doctor, which is primary eye care, where you go first for your vision, but it also has the optical component of it, which is, you know, the frames and the sunglasses and the different styles and all the options that you can come with it. So I'm like, this is like the perfect career for me.
Nice.
So obviously time went by and I became an eye doctor and I started seeing patients. But when I was 10 years old and I first went to get my first pair of glasses, they took me to the kids section, and I was 10 years old, you know, I'm a kid, but none of the glasses fit me because I don't know if you could tell, but I have like a wide face. So I have a wide face and high cheekbones, which I think are beautiful.
They are.
This is how I was, but none of the glasses fit. It was just, my face was too wide and my cheekbones were like, and it was really frustrating. So what they did was, okay, so we're going to take you to the women's section. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I get the big girl glasses, right? And keep in mind, this is the 80s. So glasses were very big.
Right,
For those
huge.
people lucky enough to know the 80s, glasses were the bigger, the better. So here's this 10-year-old that's excited about getting her glasses. And the only pair of glasses that fit my face that day were a pair of Sophia Loren glasses. I don't even know if people know who Sophia Loren is,
Right.
but she's probably 100 years old right now. So Sophia Loren was probably not the perfect role model that I was thinking of when buying my first pair of glasses at 10 years old. So every year it was the same thing. Glasses didn't fit my face every year. Then I went into contact lenses. So obviously I kind of wore my contacts more than I wore my glasses. But when I became a doctor and I started seeing patients and then they would go and get their glasses, I saw that they had the exact same problem that I had. Glasses didn't fit right. They were not wide enough. They were too deep, and so they would sit like on their cheeks, or they were always too tight, so they floated on their face. It was the same problems that I always had finding glasses. They were having the exact same problem. And I said, there's a pattern here. I need to find, a pair of frames that will fit my patients, that they're comfortable, they're wide enough, they don't float on their face, they're comfortable, because eyeglasses, they're medical devices. They're medical devices that go on your eye, that they're functional, but they're also fashionable. And if you have to wear glasses all day and they're uncomfortable, or they're like pinching you in the nose, or they don't reach around your ear, or they just don't fit right around here. You have to deal with that every day, every second of your life. And I don't think that's humane. So I thought, it's like, there has to be glasses out there that fit us well. And so I started my journey finding these glasses. And I looked and I looked and I couldn't find any, maybe one or two, and then they would discontinue them. And it's like, I couldn't understand, how is it possible that people don't make glasses? There's so many of us with these characteristics. And so I went on my journey to see if I can find a manufacturer that would make them. And I actually had a meeting with a designer. And this person is supposed to be a very reputable designer in the eye care industry. And when I told him what I wanted, he's like, I'm not going to design that. And it's like, but why? He goes, because my designs are, 48 millimeters or less. I don't design anything bigger than that. And I'm like, but why not? He goes, because, they don't look good. And I'm like, so what you're saying is that wider glasses don't look good? And he's like, yeah, no, it's like, I'm not going to design that. Nobody wants it. Nobody's going to buy it. And I'm like, no, I have a practice that everyone would buy this. And I'm sure you would find other people just like me that need to buy these frames for all these people. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do it.
Wow.
So I went back to my husband. I was really frustrated. And I said, I don't know why they don't want to do it. And he's like, you know what? I am sick and tired of hearing you complain. It's like, I'm sick and tired. Because you know how men are. They're like, I want to fix the problem. He's like, I'm sick and tired of hearing you complain. You should just shut up and do something about it. Just do something about it. Stop complaining. Do something about it. And I was like, I'm a little bit of a rebel. So if you Google me, probably next to my name is say rebel. So I was like, wait, are you challenging me to do this? And he's like, do something about it. Nobody else wants to do it. Do something. If you know that you have people that need this product, that would buy this product because you need it, because you would buy it, make it. Do it. And I was like, I'm an eyeball doctor. I didn't go to manufacturing eyeglass school. I don't know what to do. And he's like, you know what? Figure it out. He says, Google it, YouTube it. I don't care. Figure it out, but stop complaining, because complaining is not getting you anywhere. So that's how the journey started, where we started designing. Usually what I would do is I would take certain designs of frames that we did very well and fit very well. And I would change the colors, because a lot of the colors are too orange for skin tone, or the blacks they're just, so I work a lot with color and the translucency of the color and the texture. So I believe that, eyewear, it's functional, but it also could be beautiful, and more than anything, comfortable. So that's how we started. So basically what we do is we listen to what the patient tells us they like, or what they feel, because sometimes they don't even know what they want, right? There's a story that Ford, they asked Ford, what do you think your customers want? He goes, well, if I would have asked my customers, they would have said faster horses, right? They wouldn't have said, I want a car. So, so sometimes patients, or sometimes your customers, don't know what they need or what they want, but you know what you need or what you want. And maybe what you need and what you want is what they also need. And so it's very important that you share that, right? And for me, it became another business, because I was able to help people with eyewear that fit them better, and they're happy. They love that it's an indie brand, very unique, very independent. Right. We're not everywhere. We don't sell to the chains. So if they want something a little bit more unique, we make them in very small batches. So a lot of the frames become discontinued. You can no longer get. So you are buying a very unique frame. So a lot of people like that. They want to wear something that's different. And part of our branding is that. It's like, we love that.
Now, I do have a question. Based on your conversation with the designer, did you find, or even with your experience, did you find that, and in fashion, let me step back, in fashion, that most attire is geared towards Europeans.
Yes.
And did you find that also with frames, which is why you went out on your own because clearly
Yeah.
you're not European? But
So,
then another thing too, are most of your customers non-European or
okay.
no?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So that's a loaded question. So I'll take the last one first. So most of my customers are either Hispanic or African American, some Middle Eastern, but mostly my patients are Hispanic and African American.
Okay.
And back to the other question, I'll share a story, and it's a true story. Uh, I can back it up. We were looking into carrying a very prestigious brand. I can share the brand if you want, but this prestigious brand has a rep, right? Every brand has a representative. And I remember saying we would do very, very well with this brand because it's a very, very elite, very, very wow brand. But we need frames, size 58 and wider. And her reply was, I'm sorry, this brand is adamant about making frames no larger than 48 because these frames are designed for European women.
Okay.
And
Oh, what's the brand? I'm curious.
no, you want to know the brand?
Please.
It was Prada.
Okay.
It was Prada. So he said this Prada is a brand, like they won't make dresses a certain size because they're for a certain type of person. And I felt that like so uninclusive and so offensive. And it's like, so they won't make bigger frames? No. And it's like, well, you know what? These frames will not fit my patients. So we don't want them. We don't want them in our store. And a lot of people say, hey, do you carry this brand? No, we don't. And we don't want to tell them because, they're not very inclusive because they're set on a certain size because they're for a certain type of person. And that's okay. If that's what you like, same with me, people that have very, very thin faces will probably not fit in my eyewear because my eyewear is designed for, I have a couple of styles that fit, but if your face is very, very, very thin, you will probably find that my frames will not fit. And that's okay. You can wear Prada now.
But yours is not exclusive because of a group, is because
Right.
of the features that over which you have no control over.
Right. So, and we don't do any face shaming, like body shaming. We don't do face shaming where we are. It's like, you were born with this beautiful face, and you can't change the face, but you can change your glasses.
Nice.
So, so I always tell people, to always have more than one pair because especially if you need them to see, you don't have one pair of shoes. So you shouldn't have one pair of glasses and wear sunglasses. That's really important. If you guys get anything from this, as the eye doctor in me, wear your sunglasses, even in the winter, because snow has more reflection and glare than, the concrete or waters. So make sure you wear your sunglasses and protect yourself from cataracts and all the damaging UV. I'm sorry, I had to say that. That's the doctor in me.
And I'm glad you shared that information because at some point I probably would have asked, but now I don't have to. Thank you.
Okay.
Are there other designers that you've gone to and had similar experiences, or have you gone to a designer that says, sure, I will be happy to partner with you for your patients?
I did. I do still do business with a couple of manufacturers that did want to work with me, but they
Okay.
were very limited. So it was important for me to get the color of the frame right. And if the color of the frame didn't look beautiful against our skin tone, I didn't. And then they would limit me. They would say, no, this comes maybe just brown, black, and blue. And it's like, can you make it in a more translucent blue? No, we can't do that. So in order to be a little bit more specific with my designs and really, really kind of craft the perfect frame with all the little details, it was important for me to find other manufacturers. So one little detail that I love, and not all of the eyewear has it, but one of the things that I love is that they have a little sign over here where it says hello and hola. So I always tell people that the glasses are bilingual because they say
Nice.
hello and Hola. And little details, that make it interesting, that make it a conversation piece, that makes you just fall in love with your glasses. Because again, these are instruments, they're tools that are going to help you see better so that you can do better. Why not make them fun, right?
I know. And I feel like you have fun and fashionable. No, no, not fun. Funky and
Yeah,
fashionable eyewear. That
there you go.
sounds so cool.
Absolutely.
And tell us about your locations because
Okay.
you are honestly as I don't think I've ever seen. I don't even think ever had a black eye doctor. I've been wearing glasses for over 20 years. I don't think I've
Uh-huh.
ever had a black eye doctor or
Hmm.
no. I think all of my doctors have been white, and you are probably the first that I can recall running into that's a non-white eye doctor.
So
So
things are changing,
okay,
right? As we see in every day, you know, um, I think 2 days ago, there was a Latina lady that beat uh, someone in Congress, I think, in New York.
yeah, a young lady. I remember
Yes.
hearing that
And
story.
she had been running for like 10 years, older baby boomer. And here comes this 28-year-old Latina and beat him. And so it's like things are changing. I believe that things are changing. More and more women of color uh, and Latinas and minorities are going to college and are graduating. So I do believe that at least in optometry we will be seeing a change. There's a lot of Latina, Indian, Asian, um, and African American. So I do believe that that will be changing. And I mean, they just started school. So maybe in the next 5 years after they graduate, we thankfully will see more diversity in not just in optometry, but in other medical fields, because more and more women and more minority women are going to college, graduating, and in the workplace. So that makes me very happy every time I see women that are moving up either in management, even in corporate, or when they become, womanpreneurs. So I do believe that the world is changing and there are, shifts going do, happening that will make a big change. We just need to be a little patient because, well, they're growing up. Our young women are growing up, and we need to nurture them so we can
How do you
make
think
change.
we can get more young people interested in eyeballs, though?
For me, um, when I think that, I mean, part of success is that I was passionate about eyeballs. My dad only has one good eye, so when he was a child, he lost one vision in one eye, and my grandfather was diagnosed with macular degeneration, which he was a high myope, and he never went to the eye doctor because he was stubborn. He didn't want to pay for the eye exam, and he was just one of those people that's like, no, 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 I'm not going to use glasses even though I know I need them. And so he never took care of his eyes, and he eventually went blind. And
Oh
so I thought,
wow,
for me, those were not only my personal story of wanting to be an eye doctor, but also seeing my father struggle with just only one eye, and my grandfather's struggle, till he passed away, where he was blind. So for me, I think, how can we encourage young people? I would definitely say expose them, see what they like, and expose them to that profession. For me, like, the tip of the iceberg was doing the eye exam. I had never had an eye exam my entire life because I would cheat on the screening. So sitting in that exam chair, having that phoropter in front of me, seeing those lenses fall, seeing my vision getting clearer, crisper, for me, that was like, this is it. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So I believe life experiences, or when you see a child, a young lady passionate about something, see which careers, would help her flourish that zone of genius that she has, that God-given gift that she has, that she's so good at and she loves doing and she's passionate about.
nice. I think I had a question that left me. Oh,
Oh, you wanted me to tell you where the office is. Okay. So my practice is located at.
But not yet. I still have a couple more questions.
Oh,
That'll
okay.
be close to the end.
Okay.
So another question that I had, and this is a practice question.
Okay.
Are you supposed to go to the eye doctor once a year or every other year?
Okay. So this is a real personal question that you need to ask your eye doctor.
Okay.
The reason is if you are diabetic, diabetes is a systemic disease and it affects your eyes. So if you are diabetic, even if you are controlling your diabetes, diabetes is affecting your eye. So it is very important to every year take a picture of the inside of your eye, make sure the retina is healthy, and document that every year. Some doctors kind of tell you come every 6 months. It really depends on how your eyes are with the diabetes, because diabetes is one of those diseases that, sometimes it's really, really bad. Sometimes, it's not so bad. Sometimes it goes bad really quick. So we need to take care of our vision. So I would say, diabetics every year. Other everyone else, it's supposed to be every year as well.
Okay.
Basically because, especially children, their prescription tends to change dramatically because they're growing. So at least every year.
Okay. And why do lenses cost $1 million? Because I'll look at a commercial and they'll say you get the exam and a frame. Yeah, you can get that for $99. You can't say it will be the best frame, but you can get
Right.
it. And then they don't say, but once you get this chair and get this exam and the lens, if you have bifocals or any other
Right.
special lenses, your prescription, it may cost $500 at the end. Of course, they're not going to tell you that, but what's up with lenses, man?
So that, it really does bother me when I see those advertisements where like get 2 pairs with bifocal lenses, and that's not what they cost. I feel that that's kind of a bait and switch, like come in and then once you're there, because let's face it, the reason that they continue to advertise that way is because it works. It brings people in, and then once they're there, they realize I need glasses. I need these, right? Obviously, I need to buy glasses to see. So I'm already here. Let me buy them. And I think that's why glasses have always been pricey, always. They've always cost $500, $600, $800. I think what changed was the perception of how much they cost because of these commercials. Because they're telling you, ooh, get a pair of glasses, 2 pairs of glasses for $69 with an eye exam. So people already think, okay, so if I'm getting 2 pairs for $69 and an eye exam free, well, that's how much it costs everywhere, right? And then when you actually go there, oh, it's $800. Wait, this is not even a Gucci frame. These are just the lenses. How is this possible? Every eye is different. Like even your prescription in one eye and the other is different. So a lot of these lenses need to be custom made. So they take a blank lens and they have to, now we have digital, like before they used to have a man surfacing manually. Now we have these high-tech machines that are laser, and they cut and they design the lens, they polish the lens to your prescription specifically. They measure where the pupil is so that everything is perfect. And all of that is what makes the cost of the lens high. Now, when you are talking about a progressive lens, so a single vision lens is the same prescription pretty much everywhere. A progressive lens is a more sophisticated lens. So we're talking about like a bunch of prescriptions from the pupil down so that when you read, the prescription changes depending on the size of the letter or image that you're seeing. So it's a higher tech, it's higher technology to create the lens. And that is why the lenses cost $1 million because that is what they cost. They've always cost that.
Okay.
It's just that the perception of these commercials make it sound like I should be getting, 2 pairs of glasses for $1 with a free eye exam. But yeah. But unfortunately, it's that bait and switch technique.
Okay, so since we're now on locations, let's talk about where you're located and how people can find you. And also, do you have any, do you accept insurance and things so we can help send people to your location?
Oh, okay. So, yes, we are located on the south side of Chicago. So we are located at 6455 South Kedzie Avenue in Chicago. And we only have one location. So keep in mind, we currently only have 2 doctors. So I don't see patients currently because now I'm working with La Vida Eyewear. So I've been focusing on La Vida Eyewear more, but we do take hundreds of insurances and vision plans. The major ones we take are iMed and VSP. We also take Medicaid. And hundreds of plans of different managed care plans for Medicaid. So the best thing to do would be to call us to see if we are providers for your insurance. And we would be able to tell you what your copays are, what your benefits are. And you can also do that by calling your insurance. The easiest way would probably be for you to call your insurance and ask them if Buena Vista Optical is on the panel or if we are providers. If we are, then it's simple. You just call and say, I just called. You guys are providers. I'd like an appointment. And we'll figure it out from there. We also have a special pricing for people that don't have insurance coverage. So if you don't have insurance, our eye exam is $179. We do give a discount of $110. So you would be paying $69 for the eye exam. But you have to let us know that you saw this video so that we can honor that discount. All right. And what was the other question?
Where are you located and where can people find you online?
Oh, yeah. So, we don't sell glasses online because we believe in part of our story and part of our core values is that we want to make sure that your glasses fit you and you're comfortable, and you can't do that through the computer. So you can come visit us. We're on 65th and Kedzie. Our website, if you want to check us out, there is a tour so that you can tour our optical without having to leave your home. The website is www.buenavistaoptical.com. And I also have another offer. Can I talk about the pop sockets?
Sure.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys have seen these pop sockets, but I want to give you guys one of these free. So they're very, very popular. They're called pop sockets. You can see. And the reason that people love them is because you can use your phone with just one hand. They also have a little attachment here that you can just, you can use them as a stand. So I want to gift you guys until supplies last, because look at how adorable this is. What a pop socket. All you have to do is go to the La Vida Eyewear website and send us an email through there. We just need your name, your email, and your address where you want us to mail your pop socket, because we're going to mail it to you. And then send us that email and I will send you a free pop socket. So make sure that you mention Marcie. Because of her, you're getting this free. All right.
Okay. Now you're making
the website is www.lavidaeyewear.com. So it's just like La Vida Eyewear.com. That's it.
Okay, well, I have no more questions for you, and I thank you for your time today, Diana.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure.